Guess who's back?
You're now listening to Unapologetic, the podcast, with your two hosts, Trey and Reg, discussing any and everything unfiltered.
What up, y'all? Welcome back to another episode of Unapologetic, the podcast. As you can see, I'm a little unprofessional right now because my phone is not in do not disturb mode, but that's taken care of. One half of the duo is here. Me, myself, Reg. Dre is not here. Scheduling issues, but don't worry, we will be back. You know, as y'all know, it's holiday time and there's a bunch of moving parts and pieces and everything. But I do have, what are we gonna call you? Shay? We're gonna call it Shay. Shay back for another week to fill in. She did a pretty good job last week, so decide to, if worst come to worst, have her back. But welcome back.
Well, thank you for having me back.
How do you feel? How do you feel about last week's episode? Let's first of all, let's get the pleasantries out the way. How are you?
I'm good. Long day, but I'm good too. I'm good.
How's your week been since the people last heard your voice?
It's been a good week.
No elaborations, nothing.
Nope. It's just been a good week.
Okay.
Same old, but it's been good.
Same old for me. I don't think you have the same old I have.
I'm talking about same old for me.
Okay.
For me. Yeah.
My same old is definitely, absolutely the same old.
Yeah.
I think it's Groundhog Day for me almost every day. But I'm not complaining. Listen, I can be in a lot worse situations and positions, predicaments. So no complaints. Ugly sweater party tomorrow. I'm looking forward to.
Yeah.
So that's, I think, the only thing out of the norm.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
I've never been to one, actually.
Really?
No.
I don't think I have either. So I think tomorrow is kind of like a test run. So.
I've never been to a Friendsgiving either before we had.
Oh, wow. Really?
Yeah.
I think I've been to one.
Yeah. So
that wasn't bad though. We'll do it next year.
Yeah.
It's gonna be better.
Yeah.
But yeah.
A lot of firsts with y'all, with the crew.
Absolutely. The crew. But so how do you feel about last week's episode?
I think it went well. My friends and my family, they all liked it. They enjoyed it. So I think it went well. I looked at it, afterwards, and I think it went well. Did you look at it?
I did.
Oh, okay.
I edited it. So
that's it.
I watched it like 2 times, like edited. But a lot of people don't realize, understand, and you spoke on this. So, far as in hearing your voice back, it's kind of like, I don't like, so I've done like a little research here and there about it. And it's just like how, like the notes or the octets hits your eardrums, and like you hear yourself different, but then when you hear it like over recording, whatever, it's different. So it's like something you like definitely 100% got to get used to.
Yeah.
Which is weird because even when I hear myself talk, people are like da 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 da. I'm like, then I'm like, I don't sound like that at all. But then when you hear it, it's like kind of different. And I guess so like far as when I said research, is like it was a lot of rappers and singers that were talking about it. Like they so when they record, they put headphones on. Yeah. So it kind of like, helps them out. So I mean, it's weird, but and then it showed me this video of like a person saying something, and it just tells it like demonstrates how like things hit your eardrums and like the difference of it. And it'd be like a word like, and I'll just use something, for instance, let's say like cook, but I guess the way it's said or like the accent or whatever else, some people was hearing cake,
Oh,
and some
okay.
people was hearing cook, or it is just like like, no, I hear cake, and this person be like, no, I hear cook, and then the third person come in and be like, no, I heard bake or some shit, and
Oh.
just like, well, what the fuck? But anyway,
Yeah, I don't like hearing my voice. Record it on a recording. I don't like to hear my voice, but
so we are not going to do sports again this week. I have a lot of people that are interested to hear me and Dre take on the hire of Bill Belichick for the North Carolina Tar Heels. We will definitely get into that next week. I promise y'all. I have a lot to say about it, but I'm not gonna talk with Shay about it because she's not a sports
no.
person. So
No.
I'll just be talking about myself, and she'll be sitting here looking with the crazy look. But so y'all ain't gotta worry. For those that don't like the sports, hear us talk sports anyway, y'all ain't gotta worry about skipping nothing. I think it was earlier this week. I talked to you and my cousin about this Daniel Penny situation.
Hmm.
Um and for those of y'all that don't know, Daniel Penny, he was on the train in New York, and there was a guy. For those of y'all that know that have been to New York, you catch the trains, you know exactly what I'm talking about once I start speaking on it. For those of y'all don't know, if you catch a train, if you go to New York and you get on a train, or sub anything, like you're liable to see anything. You're liable to see um somebody masturbating on the train. You're liable to see somebody pulled out their pants and either piss or shit or whatever else. You're liable to see somebody that's completely drugged up, and they might um just start doing anything out of nowhere. Like but that's kind of normal for them. So I'm not sure. I'm not familiar if Daniel Penny is from New York or not. But so there's always a guy that catches train. And he sings, he dances, he does whatever for money. And he was on the train, and there was a passenger. His name was Daniel Penny. He's an ex-Marine, white guy. The other subway rider or train rider was a black guy. And I'm doing injustice because I don't have his name. Um, so let me get his name real quick so I um can have it right. But either way it go. So this guy Daniel Penny, he viewed the other guy as being a disturber. He was disturbing the peace. He took it upon himself to confront the other guy, um, whose name is Jordan Neely. So we'll do better. So we're not saying other guy, Jordan Neely. So Daniel Penny approached Jordan Neely, who Jordan Neely was a homeless guy riding a train, and he's basically singing, dancing, doing whatever for money. Um, and I guess he was talking to people, asking them for money or whatever else. Daniel Penny thought he was harassing the people. So what ultimately happened is Daniel Penny ended up putting Jordan Neely in a chokehold and held him in a chokehold for, they said, about 6 minutes. Another passenger who was a black guy actually helped Daniel Penny restrain him by holding his arms. So what ended up happening is Jordan Neely died there. This happened about 2.5 years ago. As of this week, the case ended up it ended with Daniel Penny being acquitted. So he choked this guy out on the train, killed him, and he was found not guilty or acquitted, however you want to put it. So I told you that was your first time hearing that story, actually, right?
Right.
Yeah.
So, I guess we shouldn't be surprised because I feel like the black life is not valued in America. But it is surprising because 6 minutes is a long time to hold someone in a chokehold. And the fact that another black man helped him, now that is shocking.
It is.
That is shocking. And very disturbing. So to be acquitted, it's just like
It is. What's interesting about New
it's so
York is
disheartening because I have a black son.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if he ever came into tough times and he was on the subway asking, doing things for money,
Mm-hmm.
and it's not on the subway, a lot of people are disrupting the peace. If that's what you want to, that's what you want to call it. A lot of people are. So why did you single this one man out to choke him for 6 minutes? 6 minutes is a long
A very long
time.
time.
It's a long time. So I I don't agree, of course. I don't agree with that.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, we're living in America. It's the legal system in America.
Yeah. New York is one of those kind of like mind your business
Mm-hmm.
places. So to me, to even hear that another person actually helped him
Mm-hmm.
restrain this guy was kind of crazy because most times it's kind of like New York, they're definitely gonna mind their business. Like you've seen
Right.
videos,
Right.
I've been like you've seen people actually get stuck up, like get robbed on the train, and everybody else minds their business, like don't do
Mm-hmm.
nothing. And you know what I'm saying? So it's that was kind of interesting for me, but I do agree with you. To hold somebody in a chokehold for 6 minutes is crazy. Like that's and for him, he's a former Marine.
Mm-hmm.
They actually they went back to I think one of his basic training instructors, I think, and had them testify, and they said yes, we trained them, and like we absolutely tell them that you know holding a person for a certain amount of time or whatever else
Right.
um can result in this. So it's
Right.
not like it's not a secret or like this is not the first time him hearing that you know you restraining for someone in a chokehold for this long is going
Right.
to end up, in
Right.
death. After a while, I mean, you being, your physician, um, hell, 6 minutes before the 6 minute part mark, the person is going to black out anyway.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So um, it just says, he went past the point of that the Jordan nearly blacking out
Right. And
and
then ultimately passing
ultimately
away.
passing him. I mean, he completely cut his you know
Airway.
airway off. So I mean,
I feel like he knew what he was doing, and I feel like that was the goal of, you know, to kill him for whatever reason. He could have been having a bad day,
mhm.
you know, things could have been going wrong in his, but I think that was the ultimate goal, was to kill him. He singled Mr. Neely out and succeeded, and then got off with it. But
Yeah.
again, this is a black life in America. So,
So during the press conference after the acquittal, he said he feels like he was a hero, that no one else was harmed, and he doesn't regret what happened. He would do it again.
and that is so sad. That is
It
so
is.
sad to hear, because that man was not doing anything. It wasn't like he was attacking
Mhm.
anyone, like he wasn't doing anything but trying to make money.
Right.
But that's so sad to hear. And to say that, that's that privilege,
Yeah, the fact he
he would do it again. Like,
thinks he's a hero, he feels like a hero is crazy to me.
yeah.
Um, and as of today, your elect vice president, I think, extended the invite to him to come to the Army Navy game as a VIP attendee.
And that shouldn't be surprising either.
It's not, but
That
I
that
mean,
shouldn't be
it's
surprising either, because I
they're
mean,
actually
look who.
protesting in New York. I don't think it's turned like real violent, but I think there has been a little looting. I haven't like actually today or yesterday been on the news like that, but I did
Yeah,
see that.
I don't like looting, because they're locally owned businesses that get attacked and looted, and
Hmm.
that has nothing to do with the judgment of this said acquittal or whatever, not guilty verdict or whatever, that leads to the looting. But I don't agree with. But
Yeah, I mean, but sometimes it's hard to dictate. I mean,
yeah.
The part about that is the places that end up being looted are is the exact same places that in the neighborhood of the looters. So
Mm-hmm.
ultimately, they are destroying their neighborhood.
Right.
Like so, it's
Right.
not. It's kind of like you're setting yourself back. I mean, if but then again, if they go somewhere else, then it's not going to be a pretty situation.
Yeah, that's true.
What are your thoughts on this? This I don't know what to call it. The United Healthcare CEO that was shot and killed in New York. So, I don't know if you know the charges, but the guy was not charged with premeditated murder or murder. I don't think he's charged. Like it's another charge. Maybe we should look up the charges, but he
Maybe
wasn't charged with
because
premeditated murder. But the thing is, the weapon that he used, he actually built it.
it was definitely premeditated because I think I read that it was like 6 or 7 o'clock in the morning. So
Yes, like 6:30,
in New
something like that.
York, that was premeditated. You did not wake up that morning and say, "Oh, I'm getting out in this cold to go shoot somebody." That was
Mhm.
that was premeditated long before that day. Um, I don't think any killing is justified. I just don't think killing a person is justified. So I don't know what his motives are for that killing. So
I don't
I don't
think
know. I don't know what my opinion is on that.
so. I don't think no one knows the motives. So he it happened in New York.
Mm-hmm.
The guy, his name is Luigi Man, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Um, he ended up being captured in Pennsylvania, right?
At a McDonald's.
Yeah, at a McDonald's. Um, which is interesting to me because if this guy, if I happened to eat McDonald's and I was in McDonald's, and this guy walked in, I wouldn't even it'd have been another
Patron.
white looking, white guy to me.
He was an
Like,
employee, though.
yeah, it's an
It was
employee,
a
but
employee.
still, like,
He
come
was
on, now.
watching the news that morning and
I
saw
could have
his.
watched the news that morning. I saw him on Twitter. I saw him on Facebook. Like I wouldn't have. And so even when you like look at like the social media detectives, they have um screenshotted shit from everything and like his mugshot to a picture that they showed that was supposedly used to identify him. And one picture, the guy had a unibrow, the other picture he didn't,
Oh,
and all this other
okay.
stuff. So it's just like a whole bunch of stuff. But I mean, I don't know, like it's kind of like what's real and what's not real because
Yeah.
I don't want to be conspiracy theorist, man, but um how everything played out, like it was like meticulous. And then you get caught in Pennsylvania in a
In a
McDonald's that you had
McDonald's,
been in
yeah.
for like an hour and a half to 2 hours.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I think
I see.
that was yeah.
I didn't
So
know how long he was. Yeah. I hate to get on the conspiracy theory bandwagons, but sometimes it's just like, that makes
mhm.
sense. That make an hour and a half to two. That,
Yeah.
yeah. Is it really him?
I don't know. I mean it's like I watch a lot of like TV. So for for shit like this, I mean like you watch and then it's kind of like how did this happen? For first of all, who actually walks around with a silencer? He left three. There was three shell casings at the scene of the murder. One said
Mm-hmm.
defy,
Yep.
defend,
Yep.
and protect or something
I do
like that.
remember them saying that.
Um,
Or saying that.
they said somewhere in New York there was a backpack left behind, but then they when they caught him in Pennsylvania, he had a backpack on him with a manifesto of everything detailing why or some shit, which hasn't been released yet. So it's just a whole bunch of like I don't know, like kind of like is this
Well, I have my own opinions of insurances and insurance companies that you probably don't want to get
Mhm.
into, but um, you know, when the details come out, I wouldn't be surprised if he or a family member was denied coverage for medication, procedures, or whatever, a doctor, because insurance companies, especially medical, I'm in the medical side, so medical insurances, they control, I feel like, too much already. So I wouldn't be surprised if he was denied or a family member was denied something. So not justifying it, not justifying the killing, but I wouldn't be
But to
surprised.
single out a CEO of, I mean, I don't know. That just sounds weird to me.
It is. It's very weird. And how did he know where he was going to be? You know?
That too.
So that, I mean, it's weird. So the higher ups, whoever they are, um, probably wanted this man. He wanted him dead. And they used
Somebody somewhere.
somebody.
Somebody
Yeah.
somewhere. And they found the perfect fall guy.
Yeah.
So in me and Dre talked about this, I think early this year. In Florida, I think within the next 2, 3, maybe 4 weeks to whatever, 2 months. Florida is actually going to do a social media ban that is going to ban all teenagers under the age of 14 off of social media. And for them to actually, I guess, use social media, there has to be some kind of parental supervision. A parent has to, I guess, use they're going to use identification system, all that shit.
Mm-hmm. And I agree with that because there's so much on social media that I feel like children should not be exposed to. When I was 13, I was outside playing with my cousins, outside playing. There wasn't, of course, there wasn't social media around, but I feel like
You never
back
found
in the
that porno
day,
stash?
what?
I said you never found that porno stash?
No, not till I got older.
Oh, okay. I was about to say, I found.
Not till I got older. When I was 13, we're talking about under the age of 14.
I might have found that porno
at
stash
13?
before that. Probably.
So at 13, I was still outside playing with my cousin, my aunt yelling at us about in and out, don't come in, I'm cleaning. So at 13, I feel like there's so much that is on social media that kids should not be exposed to. Kids, I feel like they grow up so fast nowadays that they don't keep their innocence. And I feel like social media has a lot to do with that. Because they're exposed to so much. So whether your child is or not, they'll go to school to other kids that are exposed to this stuff. So I think that's a good thing. And I think it's under 14, no social media, and 14 or 14, 15. I forgot. I read it the other day. 14, 15, you have to have a parental consent, or is it 14 to 17?
It's probably 14 or 17.
14, 17.
Either way it go, they try
but you have to have, you have to have a parental consent. And they're banning all profiles, like all profiles that belongs to that age group.
Yeah, I think it says something about you have to submit something if you want to blah 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 blah. Basically, Florida said, "Fuck them kids, get off the social media." Like,
I really wish the whole United States would do that.
Really?
Yeah, I do. Yes, I do. I feel like kids are exposed to way too much. How many times,
so the parents can't do nothing to stop that themselves? You don't think? I'm asking.
All these kids have cell phones, cell phones, so they can I feel like they can get around it. But the question is, though, if a 13-year-old wants Facebook or Twitter or whatever, will they lie about their age? Like, there's not a stopping point to prove that you're 18. So, I mean, I guess they still can get around it. So that was my question, though. Like, I'm pretty sure if you want to, because these kids they're a lot smarter than we give them credit for. So
you wouldn't mind if the ban affected your son if he was 13, 14, 15, 16?
I don't know.
Okay.
No. Because how many times growing up, well, for me, I'm gonna speak for myself, they had a grown folks conversations. And I feel like that's all social media is. A lot of grown folks conversations that kids should not be privy to.
But the kids are having their own grown folks conversation these days too, though. Which is because of what they're
It's supposed
subjected
to.
to,
Yes.
exposed to. Yeah, but so
Yeah. So I don't hate that at all.
mm.
I don't dislike it. I wish it was nationwide.
How do you feel about the TikTok man, the supposed
I like
TikTok
TikTok.
man?
I like TikTok. I go to TikTok for everything. So I mean, if it is, it is. But I I like TikTok though. I'm be a
For
little
those of y'all
sad.
don't know, China is supposed to sell. Well, the creators of TikTok has a timeline to sell the actual software, the design, everything to an American-based company. And if that's not done, your president-elect has promised to ban TikTok in America.
Well, he promised a lot of things that he's not. So I don't know. I guess I'll believe it when
Well,
I
so
see it.
so
But
yes,
he's promised a lot
you're
of
right.
things that he's not going to come
He's
through with.
promised a lot of
So
things that he's not going to come through with. But I think those things that he promised that he's not going to come through with has more to do with um
the economy.
the economy, maybe giving a person of color a seat somewhere on a cabinet, things like that.
Yeah. Well, so where was the ban coming from before? Because there was it was supposed to be banned, I think at the beginning of this year or maybe
Mhm.
mid-year. And it never happened. So where was that
That was
ban
the
coming
same
from?
thing. But it wasn't him. It was because they all these companies are the same. They use your information, but they
Mhm.
said, but TikTok is the one that's solely based in China.
Okay.
And right now, China is not an ally of the US. So it's kind of like, okay, China has US information. What else kind of information
Well, they got all my
is
information
it
then.
capable of getting? So
They have all
either
my information.
either you need to give this program whatever to, sell it to a United States based company or be banned.
But my thing is, like say for instance, Facebook. If me and you are talking about a specific product, Facebook is going to give me an ad for that.
Hmm.
So I mean,
Facebook is US based then.
it, but they can still have all of your information. They still have access.
Yes.
Even if I'm
Well,
scrolling, even if I search for
Facebook
something.
has already went through the legal ramifications of supposedly spillage and data leakage,
Hmm, okay.
as well as Instagram.
Okay.
But now it's under the same umbrella, Meta, Tom,
Yeah.
everything. So
I mean,
you remember
if
when
you
Instagram first came out? It was
maybe.
only it was only an app that was and that's maybe I was about to say maybe I'm showing my age, but that ain't that old.
No.
But when Instagram first came out, it was only on iPhone. Like you could only use it on iPhone.
Oh,
You don't remember
really?
that?
No, I don't.
Really?
I don't.
Wow, that's crazy.
Maybe you are showing your age.
No, it ain't that long ago. That was like the mid
Well,
20 teens,
I
like
wasn't a
2000
I
teens.
wasn't a big social media person. Like, I guess when it first
Hmm.
started becoming popular, I
Hmm.
wasn't a big social media person. So
So for
I don't remember
the
that.
first I forgot how many first couple years of Instagram, but Instagram was only on iPhones. Like you
Hmm,
couldn't use it on
okay.
anything else but iPhones.
Yeah. Hmm,
Mm,
I don't know.
yeah, but anyway. Yeah,
Well,
but
I do agree with the ban. Florida, I think, is doing a great thing by doing that.
mm.
And I wish, other states take notice.
We talked about Kendrick Lamar and Andrew Schultz last week,
Hmm.
and the conversation derived off of that, far as in throughout, I guess, our culture, hip hop community culture, and it went something like that. We can talk about this white man if he has something to say about black women or whatever else, but there's nothing in this world that has disrespected black women more than the hip hop community or hip hop culture.
Hmm.
Well, you agree with
Yeah,
that?
I agree. I agree. There are a lot of lyrics. derogatory lyrics against black women. But because a white man said it, it should be an issue when anyone says it. Because I feel like
Wait. Can your white friend say nigga?
no.
Can your black friend say nigga?
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
So,
But that's a difference because, you know, the most disrespected person in
and I'm being
America
devil's advocate. So,
the most disrespected person in America is what? A black woman.
right. I would agree with that 100%.
So, anyone should be outraged or speaking out against anyone who says anything, derogatory or negative about a black woman.
Okay. So let me ask you this.
Mm-hmm.
Black women that are rappers, are they not derogatory towards black women in their rap lyrics as well? You don't have too many positive black women that rap.
You're right. You're absolutely right. However,
No, okay. Let's hear the however. Let's hear it because you didn't answer the question.
I said yes.
Okay.
They are.
Okay.
They are. But would you rather hear, like, just personally, would you rather hear something coming from the person of the same sex and color as you, or, a woman tell you? I'm trying to think of an example where your friend may tell you, like, one of your homeboys may tell you something, then a woman may tell you. You might receive it better coming from your friend versus a woman.
Well, in most cases, women, excuse me, can get away more with more than a man can anyway. Like in our friend group, I don't necessarily use the bitch word.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm not
Right.
gonna call you or my cousin or Charmaine or whoever bitch.
Right.
When y'all talk to each other, you can be like bitch, blah 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 blah
Right.
blah blah. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So, but now I feel like these women that if they were to go on, on a song, they can go harder on women than a man can, and it might be a little more accepted,
Mm-hmm.
but it's still the same disrespect, if not more.
I get it.
Mm-hmm.
I do. I get what you're saying, but
Now, is it wrong? Listen. Is it wrong for a white man? Yes.
yes.
Yes. But I do feel in a
man as well.
yes, me too. But I do feel in a certain for like we as a culture make it that way. Like
Yeah.
when you go on social media, you'll see black men, black women going at each other's
Mhm.
necks all the time. You rarely see, if you even see that for white men and white women. You don't see them talking about, oh, niggas ain't shit,
Mhm.
these bitches ain't shit. When do you ever see a white man reference white women and say these bitches ain't
These
shit?
bitches. Mm-hmm.
Or see a white woman talking about these white boys ain't shit, these blah 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 blah. You definitely not gonna see that from the Hispanics
Or Asians.
Asians, Jewish.
Yep.
It's just us.
Yeah. So my question is, if will we be having this discussion if it was from a black woman? Probably not.
No,
Yeah.
no, we wouldn't.
So that's why I feel like rappers, women rappers get that pass because it's from a space of, they're familiar with being in this space. So them saying it, it's just like, oh, okay, well, just, it's just in one ear out the other, just go, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Mm-hmm.
because they're coming from a familiar space.
Mm. Speaking of rappers, so this week, Jay-Z, there's a civil suit against him, far as in, he's been added into a civil suit
Mm-hmm.
for supposedly, and we'll say allegedly, him and Puff Daddy raped a 13-year-old. She ended up going to, I think, a Grammy party with them, and afterwards, that's where it took place or whatever else. Um, she ended up leaving, calling her parents to come pick her up or whatever. So I don't know, but um,
So my first question is, why is a 13-year-old with a bunch of adults without parental guidance
do
anyway?
you really have to ask that question?
I mean, I know because it's money.
No, well, but the yes, but I think in the music industry, culture, whatever they have, it's always kids around adults making music. Like we've
Yeah,
seen that with the R.
with
Kellys,
mhm.
we've seen that with like all of them. And
I
it's
just
kind of like
understand it
it's
though.
accepted behavior almost.
I don't understand it because my minor child, even if my daughter was
Hmm
18, 19 years old, I'm still going to be like my presence will still be known.
hmm
So for the fact that a 13-year-old was alone with these adult males, it's just so mind like every time I hear stuff like that, it's mind blowing. So I looked it up.
Yeah. Well, okay. Well, hold on.
What?
How would you feel about your son being alone with adult
It would be
females?
the same.
Okay, all right.
It would be the
Okay,
same.
all right.
I don't know.
All right,
I
sure.
think we've had this discussion. I don't feel like um because there's especially in the black community um where boys and girls are treated differently. Like
hmm
the way they're raised, the way, the freedoms that they get. But to me, I feel like I would if I had a daughter, her and my son will be raised the exact same, because boys get a pass for sex. I would talk to the
It's easy to say that.
I had a stepdaughter.
Okay, it's still
I
easy to say that.
had a stepdaughter, and I would have raised the same way. I would talk
Would
to her the
have.
same way. But I mean, we didn't make it, so
I mean,
um,
it's easy to say that until I mean,
mm. I would have seen it for my niece's stuff.
okay,
I, you know,
it's easy to say that when it's not your
okay.
24/7 child.
Oh, you okay? I can't argue with that because I don't have a daughter, so I can't speak against that.
hmm
But in my heart of hearts, I feel
But you
like
know
I
what?
will raise her the
You
same
as
way
a
I will
woman,
raise.
I mean, it might be a little more. You're probably going to be harder on this girl,
You
maybe,
think so?
probably, maybe.
I I don't know. I would have the same conversations. Like
Okay.
when it's time for sex,
You
I'm like,
might have
okay.
the same conversation,
I
but
don't know if I'm.
there may be things that are a little more that may be allowed on one side more versus the other side and vice versa.
I don't know. Well, I would never know.
Woulda, coulda,
So
shoulda.
yeah, I would never know. So talking about Jay-Z, I looked up to see how old he was when he met Beyonce. He was 30, she was 19.
She was not 19.
She wasn't, she was younger. Or
Yes.
yeah, yeah.
That's internet. Like, no, it's because I've all week since this has came out, they have been chrono how you say?
Chronologically.
Chronologically, whatever. Words are hard. Words are hard.
Especially when
Anyway,
you're
yeah,
drinking.
yeah. But they've been putting together timelines when they were together, when they was doing this, when it blah 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 blah.
Mhm.
And supposedly she was 16.
Oh, so in another article it does say that. And he was
Exactly.
28.
See,
That's oh
so I mean it's yeah, like so who knows, whatever. And then even like they put together like there's clips of interviews of them coming out, well, interviews of them that has been out and they, talk about certain things and people have like put dates and timestamps on it. So who knows? But I don't it definitely wasn't 19. I don't know what Jay-Z did, what he hasn't done. I'm not gonna say he's guilty or not guilty. I don't know. I
right,
don't put
right.
nothing past any of these supposed icons and our greats or legends because they disappoint you just as fast as the regular normal
Yep.
person does. But there has been rumors about Jay-Z for the longest and him and young women, i.e. Foxy Brown,
I
Aaliyah,
just looked up
um,
Foxy, how old he
yeah,
was when he
uh,
met her.
Aaliyah, and I mean, there's a couple other ones. Even I think I sent you a clip of there's a guy right now that supposedly
Oh, it's
he's
his son.
claimed to be Jay-Z's son, and
Hmm
his mother was I forgot what age she was when she had him. She met. So I mean,
So it's like a pattern, you know.
if these allegations are true. So I mean, it was. I mean, could be true. Who
Yeah,
knows? I don't know.
right.
Could be false. But the Puff Daddy situation started the same way with the civil case, and no one said, and everyone said, nah, 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 nah,
Mm-hmm.
whatever else. But there are some, of course, you have the believers, you have the non-believers. But
Mm-hmm.
with these people, you're gonna have more non-believers than anything because this is one of our greats. How could they
Yep.
do this? How could they
Yep.
not? And then the video came out with Cassie, and it's
Yep.
like,
Right.
hold on. So
I think
who
that changed a
knows?
lot of people's mind.
Changed a lot of people's minds. So
Yeah.
so who knows? I mean, fuck, even Diddy's kids to this, like they treat him like he's innocent, like
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
the statements and everything
Yep.
that they released. But back on to Hove, I don't know. And
I
but
mean,
the
we
rumors are out
won't.
there. Like this is not the first. This is a lot of people acting like this is the first time
Right. That
they've
we heard.
heard anything
Right.
about that. Because even when I posted something on Facebook, people's like, and they was like, well, the difference between Jay-Z and Diddy is because we've been hearing rumors about Diddy for the long blah blah blah. I'm like, hold on now.
Right.
No, that's not true.
Just because him and Beyonce have been together for so many years, people forget that there's a big age difference, age gap
Hmm.
that they were in when she was young.
Right.
She was very young when they met. So
Yeah.
there's a 12-year age gap. So there's a difference. What she's probably in her 40s, 41, 42 now. So there's a difference between 42 and 54 than there
Is
is.
he 54 now?
Well, I mean, they're 12 years apart and she's
Are they?
42. Yeah,
Okay.
they're 12 years apart. So a difference between that versus 18 and 30,
Mhm.
so yeah, or 16 and 28. 16 years old and a 28-year-old is crazy. And I mean, it's I my daughter wouldn't.
It is. I'm not going to read the statement, but soon as everything happened, he released a statement himself, denying the allegations. He's 55.
Okay, 55,
Um,
so she's
yeah.
what, 43?
So denying the allegations. As I said, it's a civil case. The person has not the person that is accusing the accuser is unknown as of now.
Okay,
Um,
it'll
and
come out.
that's one of his main things. That's one of his main things is this person should have to their identity should have to be known if they're bringing these allegations on him so he can fight back or whatever else. I see that in both aspects. Like if I'm accused of something by
Yeah,
somebody, I would want to know. But
right,
then again,
absolutely.
these days you have the when you're dealing with people like Jay-Z, Puff Daddy, um Harvey Weinstein, all these people, like these people have money
Hmm.
that if something happened to you, like
Yeah,
you can end up missing or
yeah,
whatever
yeah,
else.
yeah.
Like so, or there can be some kind of well, and yeah, same thing, intimidation, bullying, whatever else. Like, hey, here's a couple $1 million, don't say nothing, blah blah blah,
Mhm.
whatever else. So, um, who knows?
Well,
So
money
I see that both
talks.
ways.
Money talks. However, we've seen I don't know who Diddy pissed off, but his
Um,
money has not been able to get him out of the
she
shit he's got in.
she's 43.
Yeah. He's
So
his money. So I don't know. Maybe Jay-Z's money
oh
isn't
no,
long
he
enough.
pissed off the right person.
Yeah.
Because I said on this podcast when everything first happened, I said all this money talk, you're definitely gonna see how long his money is now.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And it's the case of pissing off the wrong person
Yeah.
again.
He pissed off the wrong person because how that Cassie tape that in that hotel when how did that stay quiet? You know what I'm saying? Like hush hush for so long and then all of a sudden,
Well, suppose
all of a
I thought
sudden
that was in his I thought that was found when his house was raided.
oh
I thought I
I
thought he had a
thought
tape of that.
I don't know. I thought the hotel put it out.
Or maybe somebody from TMZ acquired it from somewhere.
Yeah. I thought that the hotel was the one that I don't know, but it's like, oh, he pissed
Either
off the
way it
right.
go, with the money he
With the money, yeah.
got, that shit should have been
Right. Buried a long
from
time ago.
everywhere.
Yeah.
Like, I need your copy,
Yep.
this
Yep.
copy,
Yep.
whatever
Yep.
else. I got, look, you want $1 million for that copy, blah
Yep.
blah blah. Like,
Yep.
I got $1 million for each copy of this.
Yep.
Like, you know, I don't know. Keeping it on hip hop. Um, oh man, for the last, I want to say 5 to 10 years, maybe even 15, Remy and Papoose was like supposedly black, the face of black love.
Couple goals. He held her down. You know what I'm saying? While she did her bid, they were just the perfect couple. That's why you don't ever make anyone your couple goals.
And within the last year and a half to 2 years, I guess it supposedly she was stepping out on him.
Yeah.
And Pap held it down. He kept quiet about it. And yesterday, was it yesterday or the day before?
It was yesterday.
The shit hit the fan.
Yeah.
And you know what? The crazy thing is, I think 2 or 3 weeks ago, me and Drake talked about this. There was a report that said Remy felt some kind of way because he didn't fight hard enough for the relationship
To keep her.
And then it said that he was also in a serious relationship now, and she was in her feelings about that. So that was like 2 or 3 weeks ago.
But she's also in a relationship and has been for a while because it's been reports of her being with this man for a while.
Well, not even. Well, so
I don't know how serious it is.
So the guy that she actually supposedly cheated on him with was Easy. He's a battle rapper. Easy the Block Captain.
Yeah.
And she started a battle rap community league, and he was like a premier person in the league. But I think since then she has moved on.
Oh, from
him. I think she's with somebody else now. From what I've read and saw, but I don't know how true it is.
Well, it doesn't matter because obviously they were not together. So I'm so shocked the fact because they've been so quiet about their personal lives that I'm shocked, and I hate it. I hate when couples, whether it's celebrity or regular people, break up and then just start exposing like that.
Here's the thing. Once it's found out that Papoose is actually indeed with somebody else, that's when all this crazy shit starts happening.
Yeah.
Take up for your women.
No, I'm not gonna. I'm not. We had this discussion. No, we already had this discussion. You already know how I feel, but I just feel like it's so lame of her to do that. To expose you've been with this man for years. You know, no one could ever make me expose my ex-husband. I was with that man. I decided to be with that man for however many years we were together. I would never expose him. You know, I that's just you decided that's a choice you made to be with this person. And I know she was saying that he was cheating on her the whole time she was away. However, no, listen, no. However, I think you brought it to my attention that because I do remember this conversation. I mean, this interview after you said it that she made him stop coming to see her,
right?
You know, because he was coming every day. So
yeah, because she said he was doing jail visits every day for the first like year and a half.
Oh, was it
year to year and a half? And she had to make him stop coming. It's like, well, you know, like. Listen, if a nigga's coming to see you every day, nigga or woman, man or woman, if they coming to see you every day,
single day,
jail visits, like they are not cheating,
right?
If they are, look, that's some bullshit. Listen. If you find time to cheat and you're coming to get somebody a jail visit every day,
you're gonna have to teach me the game
every day. Like that's crazy. Like you can't make me believe that.
Yeah,
you can't.
I don't.
And that's man or woman.
I don't.
That's man or woman. And that's a different type of dedication and love.
So my question during all this, that fiasco yesterday was, she said it was multiple women. Why did she only call out one? You know?
Clarissa Shields said the same thing.
Yeah, like it was so many women that she says his California woman is what she called it, California woman, and it was multiple women. Why you call out her?
The same way them screenshots look a little doctored and
Yeah.
shit was deleted right, left or right.
Yeah.
I
Do you think Remy should get in the ring with her?
No. Are you crazy?
I said the same thing. Like,
this woman hands is registered. Listen, early
years of training versus, it's not like this is another just a regular celebrity that y'all both have the same amount of
like
time.
Clarissa Shields as and this would be sports talk, but so women athletes don't get the same recognition or whatever as men do. Like you have the certain ones like Simone Biles, now Caitlin Clark, maybe Asia Wilson, blah blah blah, whatever else. But Clarissa Shields is one of them. Like, and I'll add Sha'Carri Richardson.
Yeah.
But so there was something that came out earlier this year that was floating around on Facebook. Someone said something about Clarissa Shields, and she was like, she posted something on the internet. Like she said, I'll give any bitch $1 million if they could knock me out in a street fight. And it was women like, oh, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, give me that meal. I'll not, blah, 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 whatever else. And not knowing who the fuck Clarissa Shields is. Like, no, this woman is a multiple champion in different leagues, divisions, holds X amount of men of belts. She's a gold medal boxing Olympic champion. Like, it's almost like she's close to being the Floyd Mayweather with power of women boxing. You know what I'm saying? Like, but so no.
Yeah, because Remy made one of her captions was like, "You're not knocking someone out." Something she said about basically her hands. I'm just like, girl, you better not play stupid and get it in the ring with that girl.
Yeah, she's not. But I mean, like, I think this is very lame. It's crazy, like this clown behavior of Remy to even start posting screenshots, messages of whatever else. But it shows that she's bitter about something. This nigga was not supposed to move on, and he did. And maybe she, her doing her own thing. Look, who knows? They might have still even been fucking him, Pap and Remy.
They could have been. They might have
been. Even
he was cool with her still fucking somebody else or being with somebody else, but as soon as she caught wind of him fucking somebody else, it's exposure now. I really honestly never thought, and I said it yesterday, I never thought that I would see this from them. It's a little disappointing because I don't like to see it from anybody, but from them, because not the fact that I thought they were couple goals or whatever. It's just like they've always been quiet about their shit. So I wish they would have stayed quiet and not, because now everyone's looking at both of them.
All right, so listen. Weird. So as Pat being a man, just asking her posting whatever she posted, him responding, should he have just took the high road and not? Because a lot of people are saying, well, Papoose is a man. He should have da. Like he should have just
being about a man or a woman. I mean, a man or a woman. I feel like whoever, if it was him, she should have taken the high road. Because it was her. I feel like
that.
If my ex-husband was to come out and say anything about me, I'm not gonna retaliate and say, well, you did X, Y, Z, or this X, Y. Like, I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna post stuff. I'm pretty sure I have a lot of ammunition in my phone or resources available, but I'm not gonna do it.
Why, when a woman is hurt and they want to hit you below the belt, it's always your dick is small. Or
that's the easy thing.
Your dick is small, you can't fuck, or something else like, oh, he like his ass ate, or blah blah blah. That's
because men are, The egos. You hit, you
That just sounds crazy to me.
You either stroke their egos or hurt their ego. So when you want to get close to a man, you're gonna stroke their egos.
That sounds crazy to me. Like my dick wasn't small until we started having relationships.
You're right.
Now
you're right. But
I think it's small.
But if you don't think like that, you're gonna be hurt. Your ego is gonna be hurt. Because your dick is small, and not everybody knows, or everybody thinks that your dick is small. No one, when someone hears that, no one's gonna say, "Well, you was with that nigga for it's
exactly." You was sucking on,
right,
rubbing on,
no one's gonna
enjoying that small dick for 10 years, and all of a sudden now
it's small. I mean, never mind.
I didn't fake. No, let's stop it. Listen, oh my God. Why is
I don't. Well, it's because,
crazy to me.
It's because of the ego thing. It's the
me.
ego thing. It's the ego thing. So,
man, y'all listen. We gotta let that go. Like, let them find something else to weaponize. Like, stop. Or if it ain't that, is you broke? And I think Remy said that too. Like she's
the breadwinner.
Because
she told Clarissa, like, he's not buying you anything because I make the money. So
Clarissa got more money than both of them.
They're both of them. Yeah.
But you find you a solid one, she don't care about how much you make.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe. Then again.
Maybe.
No, I mean, who knows? I just find that interesting that when the shit hit the fan is
because you have to hit them where it hurts. And your manhood, your performance, that your money, like that's where it hurts. Hurt people. So
I guess.
So you're gonna go way below the belt.
So I think that's why when women want men to open up about certain things, it's hard for men to do that on a lot of aspects, whether it's sexually, emotionally, and all those LY things, whatever, you know what I'm saying? Like it's hard because guess what? Once we fall out,
you're gonna use that against me.
Are you gonna throw it back in my face? Are you gonna use that?
Yep. I get it. And I think that goes, I'm not gonna say a man will expose you with your vulnerability. However, it may get thrown back in your face. So I feel like anybody.
I think men are more reactionary.
Okay.
A man may like, so if y'all get into it or do whatever else, it's just going to be that. Like a man is like, you're rarely going to see a man strike first in those instances. Say, hey, she's blah blah blah. She's blah 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 blah.
You're right.
Most times it's kind of reaction. He's if he says something to that extent, he's reacting like, oh well, her ass is broke. She ain't did blah 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 whatever else. But hell, even if a nigga was to say, yeah, her pussy stank, her da da da, what it's going to be like, well, why the fuck was you
right?
Da da da, whatever else. No one ever's going to say, well, damn, but the nigga dick was little, or it was this,
right?
You was fucking on it for a whole,
8 years, 10 years,
Let's move on because
okay.
I don't think
yeah, we can go on.
8, 10, I don't know. That might be.
No,
somebody might think you throwing shots. I don't know. I'm not going.
I'm not.
All right, so you know what? I'm gonna play this clip real quick.
Okay.
I want to play this clip. And y'all, we're gonna do this in real time.
Like you said, you would think most women want honesty and communication, but he's right. Most women can't handle it. And I've had to be real of like, okay, I say I don't want a man who cheats, but can I handle when he comes to me with a real conversation? I don't know what it's like to be married for 20, 30 years. You don't think in 20, 30 years he gonna have an urge to cheat? Can I handle the real conversation? But You don't think I can handle the real conversation of him? Let's say he comes to me first, then he don't cheat. He comes to me and he's like, babe, I love you, I'm really having these urges. Am I prepared for that conversation? Am I gonna make it about me and make it all personal of how could you do this to me and how could you even... He's coming to you with real problems. And you can't handle the truth, but you signed up to do life with this person. You don't even know what you signing up for.
All right, so hold on.
Okay.
I think, yes, this conversation could go both ways.
Oh yeah.
So do we want to talk both ways, or do we want to just speak on go ahead.
If you want to, we can do both ways. So I was just going to speak on the women, like speaking from a woman's point of view.
So we'll do that. We'll do it in general.
Okay. In general, people that can't handle the truth. I feel like either sex can't handle the truth. But women, we say, tell us anything. You can come to me with anything. But after I listened to that clip earlier, when you showed me, I don't know how I can handle my man coming to me and saying, not that I would just flip and go off the deep end, but how would that make me feel for him to come to me and say, baby, it's this woman that's at my job or at the gym or whatever that I think I want to get intimate with. Like, how?
Okay.
Like, I don't, because then I be questioning, like,
I haven't acted on it.
Right. But I have these urges.
Okay.
I don't know how I would feel, with him saying that. Even though I've said it before. Come to me about anything. I want you to be able to come to me about everything. Tell me anything. But hearing that, I don't know, that I would. I'm not gonna say I wouldn't be open to it, but it would make me feel like, why am I inadequate? Or make me feel inadequate. Like, why do you feel like you need or you want to be with this other woman? So, and then like she said, that's making it about you. So what are you missing? So I guess it should be a conversation. What are you missing? Or what do you feel that this other woman can provide you?
So he tells you that, and then you realize or think or feel that you might not be able to live up to that expectation or deliver. So where do we go from there?
And see, I don't know, because I don't know how ready I would be for that conversation. So as a man, if your woman is trying to, I'm not going to say live up to an expectation, but I mean, I guess that's what it is. They will be living up to an expectation that you have of this other woman. Would you still, and they're not fulfilling this expectation. Would you still go and cheat?
First of all, I got to give a shout out to the man that can go to his woman and say, baby,
Yeah.
it's this girl at work, this woman at work that, oh my God, like she does it for me. Like I want to fuck.
Yeah.
I haven't, but like I got to give it up to him. Listen, that's a whole nother level.
Yeah.
Of like, listen, yeah. She can tell me all she wants to. Tell me what you want. I can trust you. X, Y, Z. I don't think the average regular man is just going to be like, it's kind of, it's almost one of those things like, you know what? I'm just admiring. It is not like that's it. Like, nothing more, nothing less. There is no, like, I'm not going to do nothing with this woman. There's nothing wrong with looking. It's not going to hurt nothing.
No, absolutely.
I may even have thoughts or whatever else, but there's nothing going to happen. But for me to go tell wifey that shit, like, that's.
So my question to you, if you was, you felt comfortable enough going and tell your spouse that, and they're trying to live up to the expectation that you have of this other woman, and she's not fulfilling that, would you still go and cheat?
So my needs or sexual desires aren't being fulfilled, and I have expressed them to her, like what I'm missing, what I'm not getting, and she's not fulfilling.
No, we're not. So you don't know how this other woman is going to perform.
Okay, I don't, but
You have it in your mind. Is
I
that what
have
you're
it in my
saying? You have
mind.
it,
But,
what you
but
think she's going to do. Is
all right, so yeah, I misinterpreted that. Um, so I'm infatuated with.
Yes, and you want to
Mm,
explore this other woman, and you may like how like certain clothes she wear. You know what I'm saying? Like you might like this certain dress, this certain type of dress, and your wife, but it doesn't look the same on your wife. You know, this woman can have a big ass and your wife may
right.
not. And you know
So
what I'm saying? Like, so would you, if your wife is trying, like, okay, well, let me go buy this dress or this style of dress or this style of clothing or whatever it is. Maybe it's her hair, maybe it's the makeup, like whatever it is, and your wife is trying
mhm,
to live up to this expectation that you have of this woman, you know, after your conversation of you telling her
mhm,
or whatever. And it's just not the same. It's just like, okay, that hairstyle don't look good on your wife because her facial structure is different.
right.
You know, so are you still gonna say, okay, well, I still like how
No.
this
So
okay.
listen, for me, I think that's I think that's when once you lived
Mm-hmm.
a little while, you know,
Mm-hmm.
those things are kind of like it's nice to look at. All right.
Mm-hmm.
So it's nice to look at. You realize the different, like, there's always going to be like a whole. I think we've all been into the situations to where it's something that you like specifically
Mm-hmm.
that just may not be your partner,
Right.
i.e., like, I may like a certain hairstyle,
Mm-hmm.
and maybe the hairstyle don't look good on my lady.
Right.
Maybe the hairstyle that she has look good on her. Maybe she tried this particular hairstyle. Like, let's say, for instance, let's say I was a lock guy and I like locks, right?
Right.
And she just don't like locks.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Um, am I going to leave her or cheat on her because she don't like locks? No. I love beautiful lips, especially wet, glossy. Like, that's my thing.
Mm-hmm.
Like, um, that's not every woman. Like, they don't like to like keep their lips glossy or whatever else, blah blah blah. I've been with women to where I went to Sephora and bought them and did they use it here and there? Yeah, maybe, but it's just like, but I've never, cheated on the answers. Like, now, I think it's a difference when it's someone and you're having a conversation, and, like, let's say you're in that work environment and y'all all talking, and she's like, well, damn, uh yeah, I wish I had me a man so I could da 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 da, and you like, hold on, like, my wife don't even do that shit.
Right.
Like, so now, so
Right.
I
Right.
like I think that's different now when it comes to like the certain things as far as in the clothing, what she wear,
Okay. So
hair, nails, all the other stuff. Then I think more men start to listen to the actual talking of, okay, yeah, well, this, that, the third. Now they might want to act on it.
so
Now,
that
for me, I'm
but
not. I'm not gonna say I'm gonna act on either. But
okay.
if I
That
was
was my next
more
question.
inclined to act on one of them, it would be,
The talk.
yeah,
Okay. Because you know, people talk a good game.
always.
People
Always, but
talk
even
a
but
good
even
game.
but even you can be with a woman and she's dressing or dressing and looking a certain way, and then once y'all get together, it's kind of like that shit falls off, and you're
Yeah.
like, well,
Yeah. Okay.
hmm, um, holidays,
Mm-hmm.
and is Soul Food a holiday movie?
No.
No, it's not.
No.
Okay,
Mm-mm.
no. What we gonna talk about soul food?
Okay, we can talk about soul food.
We're gonna talk about Lem and Bird. And then we're
Uh-huh.
gonna get up out of here. All right. I'll let you I'll let you talk about Lemon Bird. For those that don't know about
Lemon Bird.
Lem. Somebody
Lem.
said Lemon Bird.
I said Lem and Bird.
Somebody said lemon bird. What
Lemon.
the fuck is a lemon
You know,
bird?
I'm country, so everything just rolls together.
Lem
Lem
and Bird.
and Bird.
Yeah, not Lemon Bird.
He was he was in the movie. He was a felon. Mekhi Phifer was a felon in the movie, and his wife went to her ex to get him a job because he couldn't find a job.
Mm-hmm.
And he found out about it and went into her salon. She was a hairdresser, went into her salon and kind of like roughed her up a little bit. She had, the bracelet that the ex gave her.
Mm-hmm.
The ex was very disrespectful though, because he, at the beginning of the movie, he was at their at the wedding.
Right.
So it was just, a sequence of events that made him, I guess, go off on the deep end. Not that I condone
All right.
any man.
So
putting his hand on
Lem was like having a very hard time getting a job.
Mm-hmm.
And that entails, okay, taking care of my family, my woman,
Mm-hmm.
everything else. Now, she felt like
she had taken it in her own hands.
well, okay, I'm going to help him
Mm-hmm.
get a job so he can whatever else. Now, he finds out. Well, is she wrong for helping?
She's wrong for going to her ex for anything, because it's like putting her ex into
Relationship business.
Yeah, their business. Like, oh, my man can't find his job. I need your help. He needs your help.
Is that emasculating?
I was gonna say, going back to the ego thing. I don't know if it's emasculating. You think so?
Well, tell me, why wouldn't you think that is emasculating?
Because a woman's supposed to be your helpmate. So
all right, so if your man is trying his best to provide or do whatever he can, and he's just having the hardest time, and you go and basically do what she did, so how is he supposed to feel? So should he not feel emasculated?
I mean, he may feel that way, but I don't think it's that. I don't think it's that. I mean,
I think it's emasculating.
It's helping you provide for our family, because obviously you really want to be in that position to be able to provide for our family. You're not having any luck. So I know someone, not saying she should have gone to her ex. No, that I feel like was crossing the line.
All right,
to the ex.
So in the public eyes, it may be looked at as like, look at this sorry ass nigga right here. He can't even blah 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 unless his woman da 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 whatever else.
It may, but it may look like that.
Okay.
But if you want a better job and you're not able to get one, and I know someone, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't feel like getting the help to find a job is wrong. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's wrong. No.
So would it made it better if she came to him first and like, hey, look.
Yeah, I know somebody.
Even if it was the ex.
No, not. I said the ex is just too far.
Okay.
I just feel like that's just too far. So
that should be emasculating enough. That should be emasculating enough. So you gonna make me look like I'm chump to your ex?
I mean, yes, to the ex. I'm just saying in general. I don't feel like it's
no. It's to the ex, but it's still in general.
Okay, so say for instance, I was dating a guy or married to someone or whatever, and my mom used to work at SRS. Now, you know what that is, the bomb plant. Okay, so it's a big job, big plant out here. She knows a lot of people. And if he's been having, because they get so many applications, and his applications just continue not being, chosen or whatever.
Right.
I'm like, mama. Or if I go to him, be like, hey, how do you feel like if I go to my mama? She was out there for 35 years. I'm like, how do you feel if I go to my mama and would it be different because it's my mom? It's a female. Like, would that be emasculating? And be like, hey, ma, he wants this job. He needs this job. Talk to somebody to pull his application. Would
That
that be
might be
different?
different going to your mom. Now going to your ex or whatever else.
No,
But
I agree
yeah,
with the
yeah.
ex
All right.
part,
But still, and
my brother works out there now. So
all right.
so if I went to my brother, if I said, hey, babe, my brother Jay works out there. He knows people.
Mm-hmm.
He knows people.
Mm-hmm.
How would you feel if would that still be emasculating? Like to go to my brother to say, or if it was a homeboy, anybody other than the ex. I just feel like your ex was just her ex going to her ex was crossing the line. But and you don't have to give details as to why he's not able to
So
find
different men
a
have
job.
different levels of pride. Like some, like some maybe like, you know what? And a lot of men are going to be like, you know what? No, let me figure this out myself.
Okay. Okay. And that's fair enough. Then that's when you take your hands off.
But so falling back into the other conversation, let's say he says, you know what? Yeah, do your thing, and you help out. And maybe it ain't even a help. It's more of a you doing that, and now, it's one of those things. So now once we have any kind of issue,
Oh.
are you throwing it in my face?
I mean, I can't speak for every woman, but I don't throw things. Like I hate for it to be thrown like that's why it's hard for me to ask people for stuff.
But every woman will say that they hate for things to be thrown in their face. But
I,
once, like as you said, um, you're gonna hurt their pride or the ego. You're going to,
right. Most women will.
mm-hmm,
Most women will. But I can only, personal experience I can only speak for myself.
mm-hmm.
And I hate things being thrown in my face. So I'm not gonna throw it back in your face that I helped you or I talked to. Well, huh?
I said, don't nobody like things thrown back in their
Yeah, but I'm not gonna throw in your face that, oh, I got you that job. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not gonna throw that in your face. I might talk to my homegirls and be like, that nigga, you know, wouldn't have that job if it wasn't me. If it wasn't, but I wouldn't throw that in his face because I wouldn't do that.
Mm.
I might have a thought, but I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna say it to him.
Was he wrong for jacking up?
Oh, putting your hands on a man putting his hand on any woman is wrong, unless it was, she was attacking him and he's like holding her. And I'm not talking about hitting her. I'm just restraining her.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like it's wrong.
In any capacity?
Give me a situation where it
All
may
right.
it may be like on the
We're
fence.
gonna use Lem and Bird. When he
Okay.
first came in there,
Mm-hmm.
I think he grabbed her by her arm
Mm-hmm.
and pulled her in.
Into the back room. Yeah.
Was that a little too aggressive?
Yeah, absolutely. Like he walked in aggressive because when he walked in, he slammed that door and the glass shattered.
So if he didn't walk in aggressive, and then grabbed her by,
No,
let's
it's
say
still.
let's say he casually walked in and then he grabbed her by a hand or arm.
Oh yeah, by her hand, like, come on, babe, come on, babe. Huh?
Oh, so if you say "come on, babe," it's just
Let's go talk. But even
if he snatch your arm, he'd be like, "Come on, babe."
no, that's
That's
too
too
much.
much.
That's
Okay,
too much.
all right.
That's too much.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know. I it's a lot. It's a lot. He shouldn't have, but so even when that part, the whole other part of her sister
Mm-hmm.
being a little too much involved into their relationship,
Mm-hmm.
now she gets
Their cousins involved.
cousins involved,
Mhm.
because of whatever else. So
Mhm. Yeah. It was just a lot. It was a lot, but he shouldn't have put his hands on her. I don't condone.
was
I
that
mean,
enough? Was that enough to end the relationship?
for me, yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
You know, some women may give men a second chance. You know, this is out of the norm for them.
Well,
So
so there are putting his hands on you in any capacity.
like violently, yes. Yes. You know,
Okay, and I'm not caping for him because
so
I
what
think I'm not gonna say there are levels or whatever else because he
he grabbed her arm and
he grabbed
slammed
her
her
arm.
against the wall when they got in the back room.
Okay, he did kind of like
Yeah, like he
get
slammed her
he said
and
leave
then
me the fuck alone.
grabbed her arm with the bracelet, you know. So it was a lot. He was upset and he had every right to be, but to
Mhm.
take that out on her was no, it was too much. So
You never took anything out on a man before, and
no.
then after a while you like, you know what? I was
Oh, I flattened some tires before, but
oh
I
my
was
god.
I was in my early 20s when that happened.
Huh.
After, living through stuff, going through stuff, living a little bit, no, I'm not gonna take anything out on the man. Like I'm not gonna break a phone because I don't want to pay for that shit. I'm not gonna break a phone. I'm not
Most people
flattening
ain't thinking
tires.
about paying for those shit and
I
or
am.
care.
Shit. I'm not gonna do it. I'm not taking things out
All
on a
right.
person.
I'm gonna do some unapologetic truths.
Okay.
I'm not gonna do all of them because the sake of time. uh, oh, if your partner decides to get closer or give up everything that they're doing and give their life to God and wants or expects you to do the same for the sake of the relationship, would you do it?
I probably would not, and that like right at first.
Mm-hmm.
But, I do believe in God. I do believe in prayer.
Mm-hmm.
So, if my spouse is praying for me and, I'm changing authentically, then, or if I see him, I see that he's changing and he's not doing the things we used to do. Um, he's not, drinking. He's not doing this. He's not doing that. Then eventually, yeah, I will. But for him to come out and just say, oh, well, I stopped drinking, you need to stop drinking. Or um if I God convicted me, I'm not cursing anymore, you shouldn't curse. No, I'm not gonna receive that well because or if he came to me and asked me, not demanded, but if he asked me, I still probably wouldn't. Not at that moment, I probably wouldn't because God may not have convicted me.
Mm-hmm.
Or
Okay.
told me I need to change.
Okay.
Right. It may be in the back of my mind, but it's just like, okay, well then that's you, baby. I support you, but
It ain't my calling.
right, right.
It ain't my calling. Listen. You, that's me. You decided to now once or if it ever like that, then yes, we're there. But it ain't my calling. That's
Yeah.
on you. Like
Right.
you met me a certain way or whatever else.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna go through life changes. That's on my own. I don't want to go through inorganic life changes.
Mm-hmm.
The changes I go through should be organic, like because changing, and we're as humans, we're ever changing,
Yeah.
things. But
Yeah.
for me to change in order for us to um me changing myself because you change yourself to whatever and and I have to do that now to, keep our relationship or whatever is gonna be crazy because if I'm not ready, then it's
Right.
gonna be the same thing. Like, okay, um, it's not gonna be organic, and you're gonna be like, well, damn, me, I still want to go out, hang out with my
Mm-hmm.
friends, hang out with the boys, have a drink or two, do this, do that. How hard is it to stop cursing?
I don't know because I
Not.
curse.
I mean, it depends on the person. For
Mm-hmm.
me, like I don't curse around my mom. I don't curse around my
Yeah, yeah,
children. Like my children probably can count on their hands how many times they heard me curse.
yeah.
I don't curse around my
I mean,
children.
that's true,
So
but that's just a subconscious
yeah,
thing that you
right,
do.
right.
You know,
So, but
if you're talking to your friends,
mhm,
though, you
right
you may say,
now
"Man, fuck this," or
some of the other things like yeah, like okay, you babe, you decided to give or devote everything you do to a specific cause, and that's whether it's religious or not.
right,
Like,
right,
expect me to just do that I think that's crazy.
yeah.
And if our relationship is hinging on that, it's
And I
probably
feel
not gonna
like
be good.
I feel like if the person is doing it for religious reasons, um, they should be talking to God anyways about it. God is not never going to tell you to go to the person and tell them that they need to change.
Imagine that.
So,
Imagine that.
so
Listen, women be in the club smoking weed, drinking, smoking weed with these niggas, and then be like, "I want a God fearing man." Yeah, well, where you gonna find this?
not in the clubs, no
This
please.
shit y'all
Oh,
doing?
you know what?
Yeah,
You
no,
can't
yeah,
say that. You
you can.
can't. Oh,
Yes,
I said
you can, but
you
the
can't say that because
no, you can't. No. I'm not saying you can't say that, but you can find these God fearing man
oh yeah,
in,
yeah,
in
yeah.
in any kind of
In
environment,
any
really.
capacity. Right, right, right.
But it depends on what actions y'all are doing with each other. Like, like hold on now. Because well, no, you can't. Because the God fearing man don't necessarily live by all the
Well, when a woman
things that
said they want a God fearing man, that doesn't mean
it's just a man,
that doesn't
a
mean
praying
it
man.
doesn't mean that they're God fearing
Right.
or praying in that moment. Like
Right.
you can
Well,
meet
not yeah, not in
someone,
that
you
moment.
know, you can
Yeah,
meet
yeah.
someone and they
I want a
change into
man
that person.
that has a relationship with God.
Yeah, yeah.
Mm, okay. Yeah, like, yeah, that's my homie. It's my nigga G. Let me stop.
You
Put
better
my mom
stop.
in it.
Oh my God.
My mom will have a fit. Yeah, I know God. That's my nigga G.
Oh my goodness, please.
All right. Anything you got to say? You want to say before
No,
you?
thank you for having
Yeah.
me again.
Well,
2 weeks in a
I
row.
know, right? Wow. Don't get used to that shit.
I'm not.
But thank you for coming on. Thank you for you know being a part of this broadcast. I appreciate it. Conversation is good and organic as I've have been told from feedback and everything. And I enjoy that. Kind of like a breath of fresh air, even though I wish Dre,
Yeah,
was
absolutely.
available. That would be dope. Because I do think sometimes you can have it kind of gets monotonous listening to the same people over and over again. Especially, I think the last time we had a guest on the episode, it's probably been ugh more than 50 episodes. So yeah,
Yeah.
it's been a minute.
Have me on the episode with Dre too. Not with the sports talk. Bring me on afterwards.
You just have to sit there with your, fingers
I'm
crossed
looking
and
on my phone.
twiddling your fingers and whatever else. I mean, because we definitely ain't gonna talk about no Clemson Tigers.
Whoa.
Um,
Look, y'all be talking about them whenever they beat Texas. So
You shut the fuck up.
Yeah, I'll be talking about them when they beat Texas. How about that?
Who?
Clemson.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You know what? Do I think it's gonna happen? No. But would I be surprised if it does? I wouldn't, because I think I don't think there's a dominant team in college football this year. So
okay.
I definitely I wouldn't be surprised. Yeah.
Any given Sunday.
Yeah. Yeah, I definitely wouldn't be surprised. I watched Georgia Tech take Georgia to 8 overtimes.
Okay.
And who would have thought that? Even though Georgia Tech is not as bad as people would have thought they would have been this year. So, but yeah, I wouldn't have. But that's it. That's all you gotta say. You know what I'm saying?
Oh.
All right. Well, listen, I appreciate everybody for tuning in and watching us. The newcomers, the new watchers. I appreciate it. We definitely enjoy y'all interacting with us as well. For those that do interact, send text messages or whether you comment on YouTube or not. Like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. And she don't know how to sign off, so I sign off for her. Listen, she wants to thank all her friends and her family for support and everything that they do for her and me as well.
Yeah.
So
what he said.
Thank y'all for tuning in to another episode on the Positive Podcast. As always, we're unfiltered and we're unapologetic, and we will see y'all next week. Shay, Reg, shout out to Dre, hold your head, we got it. Can't wait to get on with you, and y'all, we out of here.
You know what it is. Thanks for listening to another episode of Unapologetic, the podcast. Don't forget to share, like, and subscribe. Better follow me.